funny because I thought maybe I should go inside, and then I didn't listen to it, and obviously now here I am going inside. Okay, so let me just, hi kitties. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Let me just repeat myself. So this is what this looks like as you get a really cute up close of my face. So what happens is I ground myself, connect, open up to the divine, to the universe, to receive message for us, whatever they want us to know, whatever they want us to hear. So this is kind of just like a little tidbit of what happens in a reading with me, because when I do a reading, I connect to your spirit group. And so I do this, and then what I'm gonna do at the end, yes, okay, glad. Thank you so much for telling me that, Shelby. At the end, then once the message is received, then I just open up, and any of you that have questions that you want to ask to the universe, hey Brittany, that you want to ask to the universe, that you want to ask to your group, you can just rapid fire and I will connect and pull that guidance through for you. It's been like a couple of months since I've done this, and yeah, I woke up this morning and I was like, this is what I'm gonna do today. So everybody who is watching, who is listening, maybe you're at work, maybe you're at home, I don't know where you're at, but here's what we're gonna do. Just start taking some deep cleansing breaths. I am going to open up to connect to the universe, connect to the divine, ground myself while my cats literally play with this string that is attached to my camera stand. And then I'm just gonna open up and channel. I'm gonna try to keep my eyes kind of sort of open so that I can, see the comments, see what's going on. But I have a feeling that it's not gonna be a long message today, but here we go. Okay, so here's the message that's coming through, and it already started coming through while I was connecting, and I was like, very funny, guys. So what I was feeling as soon as I connected was like this swirling feeling, and the word tornado came up. They're saying that so many of us are feeling like we're in this swirling tornado right now, and then I'm laughing because it's like windy as fuck outside right now. Like, very funny, guys. So they're saying that so many of us are feeling like we're in this swirling tornado. And it's like whipping around. However, they're saying for anyone that kind of feels more connected, that feels kind of grounded, that feels kind of a little bit more sure and a little bit more certain of the path that they're on, it's like we're in the eye of the tornado. And what the eye of the tornado is, for everybody that's watched Twister, the movie, it gets really calm, it gets really quiet there. And sometimes that can be really scary. And I know for myself, that's somewhere that I am right now. And it's like when everything gets calm and everything gets quiet and you see everything swirling around outside of you, you can't help but think, okay, I feel calm, I feel great, I feel grounded. Things feel good. What is about to come down? What is about to happen? When am I about to get hit by all of this? And so this is something that they want us to know. That when you are in that calm, pay attention to how it feels. Pay attention to what your energy feels like. Pay attention to what your thought process is. Take note of the things that are feeling good in your life and express gratitude for them. Because in these moments, this is where you learn. This is when you take note. It's okay to feel comfortable, but what happens is sometimes in that comfort, in that calm, we get lazy, we get bored, we lose our creativity. And so within the area of this comfort, they want us to know to allow everything to feel easy, allow everything to feel like it has flow, like things are feeling good, like things are feeling simple, but also to know that this is when we are able to say, okay, this feels good, this feels comfortable, but what am I gonna do next? And not in the sense of, okay, I'm not expressing gratitude for where I'm at, but in the sense of, this feels good, Now, what can I start thinking about? What ideas are popping into my head that I can just start writing down, that I can just start paying attention to? Because those are the things that are going to be the next step, the next step, the next step. And so pay attention to the tornadoes that are going on around you. Pay attention to the things that are kind of coming in, that are kind of swooping in, trying to knock you off course, trying to kind of come in and get you caught up, but you refuse to get caught up in it. Pay attention to that, because they're saying that those things that are trying to sweep you up, that are not sweeping you up, are going to allow you to pay attention to what is triggering you, what is coming up in you, what you're going to look at next, all of those things. And so that is what they want us all to know. Allow yourself to be grounded and centered in the calm of the storm, but be the observer. Notice the things that are swirling by. Notice the chaos that's kind of going around all over the place around you, and pay attention to it, because that is where the clues lie to things that you can look at within yourself, things that you can look at in the outside world. And for you, that might be looking at things within you that you have kind of healed, that you have kind of looked at, that you have kind of already, it's like a step that you've already done. And then maybe you notice people around you that are kind of a couple steps back from you. And then you can look and you can say, okay, wow, some of the things that these people are going through are things that I have just experienced. What was that like for me? How can I learn from that? How can I take a step back and realize how I've grown, and then share that with other people to help them, whether it is a friend, whether it is a sibling, whether it is a coworker, whether it is someone within your workspace. These are all of the places that they want you to look at. And also just really ground yourself and appreciate all of the amazingness and all of the good that is in your life right now. Just sit in it, look at it, and especially realize how so many of the things that you have right now are exactly what you hoped for, what you wished for, what you manifested, what you always thought, one day wouldn't it be cool to have this? One day I want to have this. Look at all of that and say, wow, what I have right now is exactly what I hoped for one day. And when you do that, and when you express so much gratitude for that, you raise your vibration. You let the universe know that you are in this vibration of being able to accept more good, more good, more good, more awesomeness into your life. And so whatever your higher power is, whether it is light, source, universe, God, whatever it is, it's all the same fucking thing. It's all just getting into that vibration so that we are able to accept what it is that is meant to come to us, all of the goodness and greatness and stuff in our life that is meant to come our way. Oh, good, Brittany. I'm so glad that it is just like hitting you in the heart. And so what happens when I do my channeled readings like this, when I do them individually, once all of the most important messages shared that like they want to share, they in my mind I see like a clear white space, but everything for like a split second gets really, really quiet. And it's so lovely because it's not very often that my mind gets quiet, because there's a lot of chatter going on up there from myself and from whatever else is coming in. But we got the quiet, we got the little quiet moment. So if there's anyone that has a question that they want to, or question, doesn't always have to be in the form of a question, but just like wanting to receive guidance on something, pop it into the comments and I will connect to your energy and pull through whatever guidance that the universe, your spirit group has for you. And so by you asking a question, it's basically you giving me permission to access that group. And then I can go ahead and channel that guidance for you guys for today. So I will just wait for you guys to pop up that message and go grab a bottle of water. So I just love doing this so much. Okay, April saying, not specific, just wondering if there's any guidance for me. Okay. Well, of course there is. Okay, so for anyone that's just tuning in, I'm just doing questions for spirit. So I'm just going to close my eyes, connect to April's group, which I've done before, and pull out a message for her. But if anybody else has a question, wants to receive guidance, anything about anything, pop it in the comments, and then I will come to it once I am done with April's. So what they're showing me right now is they're showing me a vision of you with it's like a tug of war rope, and there's a line in the middle. But what's interesting is that it's not that you are at a tug of war with anyone else, you are at a tug of war with yourself. And it's pulling back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And what's happening is the tug of war is going on. Oh, I just see a ladybug. I don't know what this means. April, you're gonna look up the spiritual significance of this ladybug when we're done here, because that was for you for sure. They're showing that it's you having a tug of war between yourself. And so it is between the things that you want, the version of you that you know you want to become, the goodness that you, basically the best quality traits that you have in your heart. That's one version of the tug of war. And the other side is the version of you that gets confused, the version of you that gets low, the version of you that even though you know better, you kind of slip into the why is this happening to me? Why am I feeling this way? I feel hopeless. I feel lost. They're saying that that's the version of it. And so what they want you to know that you can do from that is to know that that side of the tug of war that's kind of having those lower, those more like kind of sad, like more hopeless thoughts, that's just fear. That's just fear coming in and letting its voice be heard. And what's most important is that you need to listen to that fear voice, because it's very important. It's very important to hear what it's saying, because you need to know what it's saying to know what it is that you need to overcome. So listen to it, hear what it's saying, and then know that that's fear talking, and then go from the space of love, sink into your heart and say, okay, but what is love telling me? What is love telling me about, behaviors that I have that feel good? When I notice behaviors that I'm doing that don't feel good, that don't feel like they're coming from a space of love, how can I take a step back and look at that and say, okay, from a place of love, how can I look at this better? How can I focus on this better? And of course, what they really truly mean with all of that is, how can I look at myself from a space of love? How can I look at who I am from a space of love? Because when you have love within your heart, then that's what you're able to put forward into the way that you think about things, the way that you look about things, and everything in your life. And then that love, that positive space, is going to win the tug of war. And so that's what they want you to do. Really, put your heels in. And they're laughing because they're saying she knows she's stubborn, so she knows that she can do this in the stubborn sense of love. Great advice. Put your heels in and just really sink into what would all of this feel like to come from a space of love. That's what they want you to do. Okay, I hope that helped, April. And yes, really look up the meaning of that ladybug. Okay. Pampered and Polished by CM. Sorry, I don't know what your name is, but let me just connect and see. So what they're showing me for you right now is they're showing me a flame. And what that represents is they're showing me that there's something in your life very fiery and in a passionate way. And they're not showing me, they don't give me details on your whole entire life, but they're showing it in that there's something that you are leaning into that is very, very, something very passionate for you. And oh my God, look at Bo in the background. That's why I channel with my eyes closed, because I get distracted by my cats being cute. So they're saying that, pay attention to that. Look at that passion, that fieriness that you feel, and say, okay, What is pulling me into this? What is calling me into this? Why do I feel like this is the path that I want to go down? Even though there might be some things about that passion, that fieriness that just keeps like pulling you and calling you in, it might seem a little out of left field. It might seem like it doesn't make sense. It might seem like it might not be the logical thing for you to do, but they want you to look at it from all angles and say, okay, what about this is pulling me in? What about this is calling me in? And are there things that I'm afraid of? Are there things about it that spark my creativity and make me feel joy in a way that I haven't been feeling it? And so ask yourself those questions, because as you do that, you will then be able to see, know, and understand what about this is pulling you in. What about this is like lighting that fire inside of you that's drawing you in, drawing you in, drawing you in. And then you'll be able to decide if and how you want to move forward, if and how you want to proceed. But when you look at that fieriness that's calling you in, that's making you feel passionate, and take that step back and say, okay, where in my life right now am I feeling like I do not have that? So why am I feeling called into that? Because when you do that, you're going to be able to decide, okay, is this something that I actually want to pursue? Is this something that I actually want to be called into? Or is it because there's something in my life right now that I am missing inside of me? And then you'll be able to decide, okay, is this thing the thing that I meant to pull in? And is this thing the thing that's meant to kind of fit into that puzzle piece? Or is it kind of giving you a false sense of security in a passionate way because there's something that is missing inside of you? That's the advice that they have for you today. I hope that that makes sense. I hope that you feel that and that you connect with that. And of course, you can always ask me questions in the DMs later. So Brittany's saying, I can't think of any questions specifically, but guidance with my relationship. Okay. Well, that didn't come up the other day, Brittany. Obviously, they had more important things that they wanted to share with you. So for you, Brittany, they just quickly kind of popped into my mind, all of the things, or not all of them, but some of the things that they brought up for you the other day when I did your reading, because I don't usually remember what comes up. It kind of just flows into my brain and out of my mouth. River, you leave that ladybug alone. And so what they're saying is, in regards to your relationship, they're saying right now there are many, many facets of kind of things that are going on, things that feel good, things that you're questioning. However, they want you to know that the answers to what you know you want about your relationship and the answers or the questions that you have about it, none of it is external. None of it is distance. None of it is time. None of it at this point is behaviors or actions or that kind of things on outside. What they want you to do is to kind of, a lot of the things that they talked about with you the other day about really tuning into your intuition, checking into that, connecting with, like, because that veil is very thin for you, allowing that little by little to come in, because once you do that, it's going to allow you to answer, some of the relationship questions and worries and concerns and things that you have. It's going to allow you to connect with yourself and really lean into that intuition. Again, it's going to be from a love voice, not from a fear voice. It's going to be from a voice that says things like, how does your love feel in this relationship? What do you feel like this person is giving you that feels good? What do you feel like this person is giving you that doesn't feel good? And why doesn't that feel good? And as you ask yourself those questions and listen to your intuition voice, listen to the voice of spirit that comes to you, you're going to be able to see within yourself what feels right, what feels right to have conversations about, what feels right to ask questions about within yourself, within your partner, so that then you can decide. Because what it all comes down to, they're saying, is you knowing what it is that you want, you knowing what it is that you deserve, and you especially knowing what it is that you are worthy of in a relationship. Because once you kind of hear and listen to those voices, you'll be able to know your truth. And as you know that, then you can move forward and actually bring that out into the relationship and decide what kind of conversations that you want to have about things, what you want to share about what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and then you'll be able to know how to move forward in a positive way within your relationship. So that's what they have for you. I hope that helps. Let me just see. Oh, good. I'm just reading. Makes total sense. Thank you. Ladybug. Oh, sign of luck and prosperity and new happiness. Yay! Okay. I love that so much. Now, okay. So good. Okay. Should I be worrying about my past causing problems in my future? So the message that they're coming through for you is very, very honest. And something that's really important to remember is that with Spirit, with your Spirit group, they never share anything with you, or they never allow me to share anything with you that you are not ready to hear. So with some people, they will be a lot more sensitive and kind of be really gentle with their words. And some people, they will be really open and honest because they know that it is what you are able to hear. They will never allow me to share any guidance, any wisdom, anything that's like you're not ready to look at and you're not ready to face. So what they're saying for you is that the problems from your past will only influence your future if you allow them to. They only have power over your future if you let them have that power. And so what they want, that's just a really beautiful message for all of us. But what they want you to do and know specifically is that a really big part of it for you is looking at the things from your past and allowing there to be forgiveness. And they're showing me that there are a lot of things, a lot of really heavy heart things from your past that may be very, very hard for you to have forgiveness with. And oftentimes in readings, they will first talk about having forgiveness for the people that hurt you and the people that wronged you and the people that impression things upon you. But they're saying for you, the most important thing, the most important way for you to ensure that the problems from your past don't come into your future is to give forgiveness to self. And what they mean by that is give forgiveness to yourself because things happened to you that you didn't have control over. Things occurred in your life and gave you beliefs about yourself that you didn't have any control over, because a lot of the time you were so young when some of these things happened to you and some of these beliefs were given to you. So what they want you to do is to look back on yourself, on those young childlike versions of yourself, and forgive her. Forgive her for believing the thoughts that were given to her. Forgive her for believing that her worth was placed in a certain way. So what they want you to do is to look and say, okay, I picked up these beliefs that these were the only things I was good for, that this was the only reason I was worthy, that these, because these things happening to me meant that I wasn't good enough. And I forgive myself for having those beliefs that were put on me. And as you begin to forgive yourself with that, it's going to allow you to let it go. It's going to allow you to release it. And with that, you will be able to not allow it to influence your right now and not allow it to influence your future. I hope that helped. Where am I not owning enough who I really am? Should be okay. Okay. This is really cool, Shelby, because this is something that they have just recently started letting me do lately when I'm connecting, when I'm channeling, and that is they're giving me permission to speak guidance from my own experience. So this is me talking right now, but they're giving me permission to share this story. So they're saying that one of the hardest things that you're coming up against right now with owning who you are is having worries and fears about what other people are thinking about you. Even though there's so much of what you are doing that you know, that you believe, that you trust, that feels good for you, and they especially mean that it feels good for you. However, there's still that like resistance that you're coming up against, and you're just like, I know that this feels good. I know this is the path that I'm meant to be on. I get really warm when I'm channeling. Okay. I know this is the path that I'm meant to be on, but why do I still keep coming up against this resistance? Why do I still keep feeling afraid? And so they want me to share this story with you. And in the last, year and a half, my whole life has basically been like blah, 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 and completely changed. And so now, same thing for me. I knew that what I was doing was right for me. I knew that it felt good. I knew with all of my intuition, all of my knowing, before I could even connect to spirit, before I even knew how to do that, I knew that I was on the path for what I was meant to be doing because I could feel it. However, I still had a lot of fears about what people were thinking about me. And of course, I'm human. They still come up sometimes. However, what I realized was that my fears about what people would think about me, and at that time it was my coworkers at the salon that I worked at, it was people in my community, it was friends that I had, friends that I still do have, all of those things. And so it was never worrying about what strangers think about me. It was always worrying about what people who knew me before this phase of my life, really, is what I was most worried about. And what I realized was that when I was worrying about what these people thought about me, that those fears were holding up a mirror to me. And what it actually was, and they're saying this is the same for you, is that you are worried about what you think about you. And what it comes down to is, will these other people accept this new version of me? Will these other people accept this new version of me that's completely different in many ways than the way I used to be, but it feels so right for me? And where the biggest part of that fear comes from is, this is so strange, this is so different, this is so new. Do I accept this new part of me? And that's what that mirror is showing you. And so what they want you to do is, I'm just going to scroll down to see if there's any comments down there. Okay. What they want you to do is to really allow yourself to look in that mirror and say, okay, what parts of myself am I not accepting? What parts of myself do I still feel nervous about? Do I still feel weird about? Do I still feel like I haven't quite owned? And they're saying for you that the best way that you can do that, other than just thinking it and feeling it, but is in your day-to-day life. When someone says something, you see someone, a picture of a friend pops up on your social media feed, what do you feel? What is that feeling like? Oh my God, what is that? And when you pay attention to that feeling, or when you pay attention to when you're having a conversation with someone and you feel those feelings, or you feel yourself not quite being the way that you know you want to be, the way you know you're meant to be with that person, that's going to give you an insight to kind of some parts of yourself that you still need to completely and fully accept. That's the message that they had for you, that they wanted me to share, which is really fun when they let me talk, because as you guys know, I like to talk and share my stories. So I hope that helped. And okay, crying now. Yes. Oh my God, I have been there. Just look in that mirror of self and just look at, okay, what parts of me am I having a hard time accepting? And that's where you're going to get all of your answers. That's where you're at right now. So, okay. Oh, good, Brittany. I'm so, so glad. Okay, one of your friends, now I'm just talking about this. One of your friends messaged me and talked about getting together to have like a fun ladies' night all together. And so like, I'm here for it. I would love to come and do a reading for you girls in Carmen. Here for it. So yes, totally connect with her and get that planned because I would love to do that. Okay. D. Taylor. I'm so sorry I can't remember what your name is because I just really know people on Instagram names. Okay. I had a dream I was watching planes land somewhere in a tropical paradise, and then an old beat-down truck was flying, and then I had a successful landing. I feel like my spirit guides are warning me. Well, the first place my mind goes is Harry Potter. But, you know, with the flying car. Anyway, so what they want me to tell you right now is not necessarily actually guidance from them. Well, it is from them, but they just want me to give you this advice for dreams because they're saying this is a very helpful way that your spirit connects, that your spirit guides connect with you and give you messages, give you signs, give you warnings. What they want you to start doing is when you wake up in the morning and you remember your dreams, write them down, and then just go to Google. Go to Google, type it in, and say, like, dream about planes. Dream about airplanes. And read and see what it says. See what connects with you. See what stands out to you. Because and my favorite site to use is called Antflow. She always pops up. Because what happens when you go into like dissect your dreams is things will come up, questions will come up within the decoding that you maybe didn't realize that you noticed. So for example, it will ask you, it will say like, if your plane was white, or if your plane was old, if your plane had 2 propellers, like this means this, or this can mean this. So it'll kind of like help you jog your memory about things that you maybe didn't notice. And then you're going to be able to dissect that dream even further. And so here's the thing. Here's what I know about, I've never specifically had a dream about planes, so I don't know this specifically, but what I know about like a vehicle or a bus or like anything that's a moving thing is it always represents path. It always represents some kind of direction, some kind of path that you're on, whether it's in your life, whether it's on an adventure, whether it's on like a new thing that you're diving into. It always represents some kind of path. Now, the fact that you had a successful landing is very great because anytime that you are having a dream that you're on a bus, in a vehicle, whatever kind of mode of transportation it's on, whether you're in a boat, whether you're riding a bicycle, the way that you are feeling in that dream is what's most important. Because if you're driving a car and it's out of control and you're speeding and you're crashing into things, that's a symbol for your life that you are feeling loss of control. However, if you are in a vehicle or there is plane landing or whatever, and it's, you know, maybe you feel unsure, maybe you feel nervous, maybe, you know, whatever, but you still have a successful landing, or you still get to where you're meant to go or whatever in the dream, that's a sign, again, that you have some sense of control of your path, of your life. And so look that up. That's what they want me to share with you, because this is a very, very, very big way that they continue time and time again to get their message across to you is through your dreams. So that's what they wanted to share with you. They kind of want to give you the tools to look that up so that you can continue to receive and decode their messages. Why did my guides show me a fox on Friday? Kate, Turid, we are so connected because let me even tell you, Keith went up to the cabin on the weekend and there is a fox that's kind of like living at our cabin, like kind of around our cabin. And Keith was like, oh my goodness, like because I haven't been at the cabin like a month. And so, Keith might come up with me this weekend. He might still be hunting. So he's like, but I got everything ready if you want to go up there by yourself. And he's like, and you have a fox friend. Okay. Anyway, squirrel. Did I understand them correctly, or should I keep that in mind still? So yes, Turid, they want you to know that whatever you sink into and whatever you feel and whatever you know and whatever you connect to with them, to trust it. to trust it because you are so, so very connected. And they're saying that the more you connect to it and the more that you trust it, the more they will be able to give you. And so they're saying that they're so glad that you asked this question because it's really not about the fox at all. What they want you to know is to just truly, truly trust yourself. Trust what you're hearing. Trust what you're feeling. Trust the messages that they're giving to you because they simply are. They simply are. It's not you going crazy. It's not you making it up. It really is them giving you these messages and helping you get in alignment. And so they're really wanting to confirm for you, even if it feels like you're like, I don't know, I'm probably just making this up. The fox probably didn't mean anything. You know, like whatever, the silly things we tell ourselves. They're just really, really wanting to give you that confirmation. Yes, trust yourself because all the messages that you have, everything that's coming to you, especially the things that, again, are coming from a space of love, a space of feeling good, it's them giving it to you, but it's coming from you, right? The messages that spirit gives you, the signs that come to you, they all come from the knowing of what your soul needs. They're pointing you on the right path. They're pointing you on the right direction. So yes, in a roundabout way, to answer your question, yes, but they just want to remind you and give you permission to trust yourself because you're on the right path and you're doing the things. Okay, one more, if there's one more. Okay, last one. Now, I think this is Brittany, right? Okay, fine, 2 more, Lori, only because you hopped on. You're lucky you're here. 2 more. Lori, I still have something I need to share with you about the other things. Okay, stumbled across 7 black feathers the other day. Why so many? They want you to look up the number 7. They want you to look up, first of all, because feathers are always a sign from our angels. However, the colors of the feathers mean specific things, whether it is white, whether it is black, whether it is brown, whatever, they mean specific things. So they want you to look up the spiritual meaning of a black feather, and then they want you to look up the spiritual meaning of the number 7. And as you do that, that's going to click into place what the meaning of it was for you. Okay, Lori, there's a group of friends coming on Friday evening so we can all be together. Is there anything I can say as we are all struggling? You know what, Lori? You know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna connect later. I'm gonna connect to your energy, call in the energy of everybody for this group, and I'm gonna send you a voice recording that you can play for everyone, okay? Because I'm just getting download that is what I need to do for all of you. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, fine. These are the last ones. The last ones that are here are the last ones I'm going to do, okay? Okay. I've had strong dreams for the last 3 days. Zombies in one, death in others, even children. I know I'm not going to die, but is there something I'm not hearing? Okay, so again, what they want you to do with this is to just go to, honestly, Google is the best. Go to Google, and again, Aunt Flo is my favorite. I always resonate with hers the most. They're the most thorough. They're the most, real. Sometimes when you read them, they seem all, fucking cryptic, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. Just be straight up with me. And she really is. And so just type into Google, dreams about zombies, and read about it, and it will be were you hiding from them? Were they chasing you? It'll kind of were you shooting them with a bow and arrow? Whatever comes up, it will ask you, and you'll be able to kind of determine what the message is that they're trying to give you. Because when you go to decode and decipher the dream, it kind of jogs your memory about other things. You're welcome, Lori. It jogs your memory about other things, and then it helps you to know, okay, my guides are trying to give me a message. My angels, my team, they're trying to give me a message through my dreams. A dream, if you remember it, is not just a dream. It's always a message. It's always a metaphor. So look it up. Yes, look up all the things, and you will get clear on that. Okay, Jenny, 11:11. Okay, All the ones, the synchronicities of numbers all have meaning. However, ones, especially 1111, is like, it's like the ultimate angel number. It's the ultimate sign from your guides. You can go on Google or on Pinterest and kind of look up the meaning for it, but it's basically the ultimate sign from your angels that you are not alone, that they are with you, that you are supported. So anytime that you see number synchronicities, whether it's on a license plate, whether it's numbers, whether it's, 911 is something that I see the number all the time over the last couple of months. It keeps popping up for me. You can look it up, type in spiritual meaning of this number or angel number 911 or whatever, and it will pop up. If you like things being pretty, Pinterest is the best way to go for it because you'll get like a pretty graphic. But if you just are like, whatever, I just want to know what it means, go type it into Google and it will pop up for you, and just read like what resonates the most with you. For example, 911, a big meaning for that is that you're about to step into a next level. You're about to move on to kind of like a big next step, a big next level, and kind of like evolve. And so I'm like, I'm feeling it. Like, yes, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it faux show. So that's one that I've been seeing a lot the last couple of months. So, okay, guys, this was so much fucking fun. And I'm so glad for everyone that hopped on, that asked your questions. I definitely want to make a point of doing this more often. And so sometimes I don't remember about it. So if you guys are like, think of it, just message me and be like, hey, Steph, are you going to go live and do one of those things again? Because I will. Now, if you are watching this and you've been thinking and feeling called to like having a reading with me, I do readings for people. I'm spitting everywhere. I do readings for people all over the world, okay? Super cool. We can do them in real life if you live anywhere near me, but I can also do them over video because like this, I only need to connect to your energy. So, you can click the link in my bio to book a reading. If you want more information on it, just shoot me a message. I also have a highlight in my bio that kind of has some testimonials and explains a bit about what the reading is like. Now, something new that I've just started doing that I'm so pumped for, and I already have one booked for October, one that's going to be booked, well, two that are going to be booked for December, but I also do, and then I was just talking about it with Brittany, I do group readings, group events. So anywhere from 3 to 10 people, kind of like a 5-hour max type of thing, I will get together and do group readings. So like if you want to have like a fun little girls night, or like a girls like during the day, I mean like whatever it is that you want to do, I'm here for it. I will, if you are local, I will come to you and we will do a fun group event where everybody can have a reading done. Now, another thing that I'm working on, I'm getting together with a girlfriend of mine today to plan this, is actual group events where I will be teaching. I'll be doing a workshop type of stuff, and then also doing like what I did here, like rapid fire spirit reading type of things, receiving guidance for the collective like I did, and then also individually. So if you're watching this and like anything's popping into your mind, you have an idea of like, I don't know, maybe you have a birthday coming up and you like want to do a thing like this. I don't know. I'm here for it, whatever it is. So anyways, thank you so much for everyone that hopped on here today. All the love to all of you, and I hope you have the best day ever. Also, how funny is this cat shirt? It's like a cat giving the middle fingers. Okay, love you guys so much, and I hope you have the best Wednesday. Mwah, mwah, mwah.